Hi everyone, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Althea from Metemgee blog, and today we're making saltfish. So let's get our ingredients. Come on. I think we definitely need some saltfish, some green onions, some tomatoes, definitely some peppers, some limes, and we need some garlic. All right, let's put it together. Now the first thing you need to remember is that saltfish is really highly concentrated in salt, like the name suggests. So you need to get some of this salt out of it. And the best way to do this is to soak it in some boiling hot water overnight. Now if you don't have the luxury of doing that, you can still enjoy saltfish. Just soak it in some hot water for about an hour and then just boil it and throw off the water, as you're going to see in a couple of minutes. So let's get this soaked. I'm going to use a really deep metal bowl. This is about a pound of saltfish. It's actually Alaskan pollock. It's boneless and skinless fillets. Then I'm going to add about 5 cups of boiling water to this. Just enough water to cover all of the fillets. And just let this soak for an hour. We'll come back and look at it, and then we'll start the boiling process. Alright, so I'll see you guys in an hour. Alright, so it's been about an hour since we had this saltfish soaking, so we're just going to throw off this water. You want to give it a quick rinse to help to get some of that salt out. And then we're going to pour it into a pot deep enough so that we can cover it with some water and let it boil. Just cover it with enough, just put enough water to just cover it a little. And then we're going to move this over to the stove. Put it on high heat and bring it up to a nice boil. Once it starts to boil, we're going to boil it for about 10 minutes, pour that water off, and then sort of repeat these steps. Now while we were waiting for the saltfish to soak in the hot water, I took the liberty of chopping up my other ingredients. So I have about 5 stems of green onions, or 5 heads of green onions chopped. I have a few baby bell peppers. So it's about a cup of diced bell peppers. So if you're using the large bell peppers, these would probably be about 2 peppers. I have 3 Roma tomatoes sliced. They were kind of small, so I used 3. You could use 2 large ones. You can slice them, you can dice them. Today I was kind of feeling sliced. And I have 3 large cloves of garlic finely chopped. And I forgot to grab this earlier, but this is a medium-sized wiri pepper, and it has just about 1/3 of the seeds and the veins, and it's chopped very fine chopped. And then we have our lime on the side here that we're gonna add to our dish. So here we have the saltfish that's been boiling for about 5 minutes, and you want to reduce the heat a little and just watch it, because it might boil over if you have it on high heat, and leave it uncovered. Let it boil for about 10 minutes. Then you're gonna throw off this water, add some fresh water, and just let it come up to a boil again. So while we're waiting for the saltfish to boil again, we're gonna get a saute pan, about a medium or large saute pan, and about 2 tablespoons of oil. When this is nice and hot, we're gonna start sauteing our seasoning. So first we're gonna add our garlic. Then we're gonna add our bell peppers. Then we're going to add our chopped green onions. We're going to mix that up and let it cook for a little. We're going to add just a pinch of salt, just to give this some flavor. Remember that the saltfish is already salty, so we don't want to add too much salt here. Now we're going to add our tomatoes. And let this cook until the tomatoes are nice and soft. So now this has been boiling again for 10 minutes, and we're going to throw this water off. We're going to give it a quick rinse, and then we're going to flake it all while our tomatoes are being cooked. Okay, so you can use a fork to just flake the flesh away from the filet, just to get it nice and flaky. Or I prefer to just use my fingers. Again, nice clean hands, and you just go ahead and use your fingers. This is why it's important to run it over cold water, otherwise you'd just be burning your hands up in this part. And get it really nice and flaky. Otherwise you'll just have chunks of saltfish that hasn't been cooked with the seasoning. Alright, so I think that's good enough. I'm just going to wash my hands and check on those tomatoes. So now you can see the tomatoes have really cooked down in sort of a soft, mushy, yummy, delicious taste. And we're going to just add some seasoning to this. So we're going to add a tablespoon of dried Guyanese thyme. Now you can add any kind of thyme. You can use fresh thyme, you can use regular American thyme or Guyanese thyme, just whatever you have or whatever you prefer. This is what I have in my kitchen, so that's what I'm using. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of granulated garlic. I just love the flavor of garlic, so I try to put as much of it as I can. We're going to add just a pinch of cayenne pepper. And that wiri pepper that we had before that we had chopped up. Just mix this up. And now for the star ingredient, I'm going to add all of that flaky saltfish. And just mix it all together. Now at this point you definitely want to have your stove on high heat because you're going to saute this and give it a nice golden brown color. It's also okay to add a little bit of oil to it at this point. Just added about a tablespoon. So at this point you want to just give the saltfish a taste to see if you need to adjust any of the ingredients. Nope, perfect. So if you like more of a red or brownish saltfish, you can add about a tablespoon of tomato paste into this. Today I think I'm going to leave mine just as is because it has a really great flavor and I don't want to tamper with that. So you want to let this cook and sort of saute until all of the flavors come together and the saltfish is a little dry, so some of the moisture from the boiling has cooked out. Notice mine is starting to brown a little on the bottom, but that's okay, that's just how I like it. I'm going to give this about 5 more minutes and then I'm done. So my saltfish is done. And I'm going to just pour this over into a nice serving dish to go alongside my bake. Come to me. So there you have it, really delicious saltfish. And it goes perfectly well with some really good Guyanese bake or floats. And if you want to check out the video for that, just check out the description box and you'll see a link for that video.